Yo, we got Fight Night Tybura and Spivac. This card has fallen through a little bit, but it looks like we got all the fights that we needed on here. This is a rematch that, everybody's been waiting on, so glad the UFC booked it. But anyways, let's get right into it. First up, we got Jarno, Errens versus Youssuf Zelal. Oh boy. Youssuf Zelal has, since now, I guess, has, boosted up in odds, which is, I agree. I think he will win this fight, but Jarno Errens is powerful, man. He's dangerous. I don't know how this guy only has 3 knockouts. This guy can fucking crack, and it is unbelievable. His right hand is something to be, cautious of. He's very tough. I don't think he's been knocked out before, and I don't expect Youssuf Zelal to knock him out. Zelal's coming off a win over Billy Quarantillo. This is a completely different matchup. I like Jarno Errens. He's coming off a win versus a newer guy. I can't remember his name. In that fight, he dropped, that his opponent like 3 or 4 times, man. This guy can crack. He hits hard. With that being said, Youssuf Zelal, he's very touted. Everybody's been talking about him. I think he's good. He trains at Factory X. Like I said, I expect him to get this one done, but do not count out Jarno Errens. He can fucking scrap, man. This guy, he's not the best takedown defense, but he can scramble. He's a good judo. I believe he's a judo black belt. This guy's good, man. On the feet, he's dangerous. He's going to have the power advantage. He swings hard, and he's dangerous in every round, it looks like, man. This guy looks like he's a good gas tank. I really do not think this is as easy as people think it's going to be. If Youssuf Zelal comes out here and finishes Jarno Errens, it'll be a very good win for him in my eyes, because Jarno is a very good fighter. Like I said, man, this guy cracks, and he has nasty combinations inside of the pocket, but I don't think Youssuf Zelal will be in that pocket. I'm looking at the knockout for Jarno Errens, and if it's a good number, I'm going to be taking it. I'm talking plus 1,000. Just because he has 3 knockouts, so the books won't really down on that, right? So they won't really look at that. But anyways, yeah, I expect Youssuf Zelal to get this one done. I think his footwork is super good. He moves laterally well, moves side to side, moves great in and out of the pocket. I think he's going to hurt Jarno Errens with those leg kicks. We've seen Jarno get hurt with them. Like I said, man, he's going to be on the pressure. Jarno's going to be in his face the whole fight, and Youssuf Zelal better know that it's going to happen. He's going to be there. He's got a good jab. Youssuf, I expect him to be able to land the jab. I don't think he's going to be able to really hurt Jarno Errens just because of the power coming his way. Jarno, when he connects, he hits hard, man. I'm telling you, he has a nasty uppercut. With that being said, like I said, he's good on the ground. I do think Jarno is a bit underrated on the ground. His takedown defense is sitting at 28%. I don't think that, really spills everything out. I do think he is a bit better than that on the ground. He can scramble well. And, I do think that Youssuf Zelal is going to probably submit him in the 2nd or 3rd round. But don't count Jarno Errens out of this fight at all. I believe Youssuf Zelal is, rose over to minus 370 favorites, something around there, which is ridiculous. Jarno Errens is a good fighter. He's dangerous. So with that being said, I'm going to pick Zelal to win this fight. I think he gets it done just because the movement is going to be a little too much. He's a bit faster. The leg kicks, the jab, his lateral movement when he gets on the fence, he has a good tendency to get out of there. So I think he'll have success. But Jarno Errens is going to be walking him down. It's not, like I said, it's not an easy fight. I don't think it will be. Jarno Errens can fucking crack. This guy's pretty good in my opinion. So, like I said, I'm going to, give Youssuf Zelal 2nd or 3rd round submission. So, let's move on. Next up, Jhonta Diniz versus Karl Williams. Karl Williams, a wrestler. He's about 34 years old. Diniz is 33. So, people are talking about Diniz as this glory kickboxer, and he's just so dangerous on the feet and so technical. And I don't think he's that technical. I do think he absolutely hits hard. But I'd really give the speed advantage to Karl Williams here with the hands. I think Karl Williams is going to need to be very careful. he is a better wrestler. He's a better fighter than Jhonta Diniz, and this is my guy, man. He trains out of Atlanta. So I really hope he can get this one done. He needs to be smart because, like I said, Jhonta, he cracks. He can crack, no doubt about it. He's 7-0 in MMA with 7 knockouts. He just knocked out Austin Lane, where he got held down in the first round for about 4 or 5 minutes, which isn't good, especially against somebody like Austin Lane, who's lower level, very lower level. So, I'm going to pick Karl Williams here. I think he gets this one done by a decision. He's got good ground and pound. He's got good control on the ground. I'm not a fan of the number that it's at. It's about 205. Especially with these heavyweights that have one-punch power. And I think Jhonta Diniz is, he's a bit crafty. You know what I mean? Like he can strike. I don't think he's that good at striking. I think Karl Williams is, like I said, faster with the boxing. But obviously, Jhonta has power, But he was getting pieced up by a couple guys. I mean, Austin Lane took him down, and on the Contender Series, he was getting pieced up by a legit random. So, yeah, I think Williams is going to win this one. He needs to be careful of the leg kicks. He doesn't take leg kicks well. Jhonta Diniz is going to try and set things up with those leg kicks. I just think Karl is, too good on the ground, and he's going to be able to hold Jhonta Diniz down. But like I said, not a fan of the number that it's sitting at. This guy's dangerous. He hits hard. So I'm going to pick Karl Williams by a decision here. I think he gets this one done. But not a fan of that number, so I will not be taking it. Next up, we got Danny Barlow versus Nikolay Verti. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Nikolay Verti trains, I believe... who does he train? He trains with Dariush, those guys that I can't remember. He's not a bad fighter. He is good power. With that being said, I think Danny Barlow's a lot better. Barlow is so fast. He's a southpaw. He's going to, put out the jab, the 1-2s, and they're quick. They're very quick. He's really good at moving in and out. My issue with Danny Barlow is the defense. I don't think it's great. Josh Quinlan, who I think highly of Josh Quinlan. I don't think he should have gotten cut from the UFC. I think Josh Quinlan is pretty good, but Josh Quinlan was outmatched there. He was slower, and Danny Barlow beat his ass for the most part. But Danny Barlow got hit with some stuff, and I don't really like that. But Nikolay Verti is a good matchup for Danny Barlow. I think he is going to be able to land a lot of shots. Nikolay Verti has never been finished. He is tough. He's a tough guy. He hits hard. But, man, I think the speed. Nikolay Verti is 34 years old. He's not fast. His loss, he got a Contender Series fight versus Michael Moraes and lost that fight. And Michael Moraes looked bad in that fight. I just think Michael Moraes has gotten so much better since then. But Danny Barlow... he's so fast. So fast. I think the speed advantage is going to be huge. If he can find himself staying off that fence and landing powerful 1-2s, I think he might be able to finish this guy. This guy, like I said, he's never been finished or TKO'd. We might see him, come in here and wrestle. I think Danny Barlow will be okay. But I just think the speed is way too much for Nikolay. I expect Danny Barlow to get this one done, and I know this guy's never been finished. I think Danny Barlow will finish this guy. I just think the speed is way too much. Danny's got a good counter left hand that he likes to throw when people are coming in. I think he gets this one done. Like I said, by a knockout. I don't think Nikolay's going to have success if he tries to grapple. But like I said, he's a little bit powerful. I just think Danny's too quick, way too quick, and I think it's a very good matchup for him. I will be betting on him this weekend. Next up, we got Charalampos Grigori versus Toshiomi Kazama. Pretty interesting names going on here. Charalampos trains with Merab Dvalishvili and Aljamain Sterling down there. He's got unorthodox kind of striking. I don't think he is a great striker by any means. On his Contender Series fight, he comes out and knocks this dude out cold. He hits hard. Actually, he didn't knock him out cold. He knocked him down. It was a kind of an early stoppage, but he comes out against, I can't even remember the guy's name. He's such a scrub. This guy from Canada and gets fucking pieced up. The leg kicks were working. He was getting his ass kicked. I don't think he's very good at all, actually. I think his striking sucks. He was really trying to get... I forget who the guy he fought. He was really trying to get him down. like really trying to get him down. With that being said, man, Toshiomi Kazama, he's coming in at plus 180. I feel like he's been knocked out twice in his first 2 fights. I can't remember the guy's name. Fuck, he's one of the, really, really highly touted contender coming off road to the UFC. I can't remember his name, like I said. He put him out cold. Kazami got put out cold, and that's concerning. It was bad. It was a very bad knockout. Next time in Singapore, he goes against Garrett Armfield, and Garrett Armfield beats the fuck out of him. Beats his ass bad. Kazama's been training in Thailand. I'm hoping that this can pay off a little bit, because I don't think Charalampos is good. I really don't think he's good. I think Kazama has a very good chance to win this fight. If Charalampos comes out there and tries to wrestle Kazama, as much as I don't, like his striking and his defense is not good, he's very good on the ground. That's his best thing. He's super, super good on the ground. Very nasty with the submissions. I just worry about his striking. But I don't worry that much because Charalampos isn't a great striker. I'm going with the dog here, man, I just think it's a good matchup for him. Like I said, Charalampos has some pop. Sorry, I'm just flipping my notes over here. Y'all know I gotta write notes. I want to get my picks right. So when I study film, yeah, man, he's younger. He's been training in Thailand, and I know coming off of 2 knockouts is a little bit dangerous. I hope he comes in with more of a patient approach, because he can win off that. He comes out against Armfield trying to knock him out, and he comes out against the other guy, knocks him out, or gets knocked out. It's just, I want him to be a little bit more patient. I think he's younger. He's better on the ground. He's craftier. He's faster. I like the younger athlete here and a better athlete. I like Kazama here. Toshiomi Kazama. He's at plus 180, so a big dog. I'm going to bet on him. I'm going to bet on him this weekend. I like him to win. I just don't think Charalampos should be anywhere near a fucking minus 205 tag. It's ridiculous to me. I'm going with the dog Kazama here. Next up, we got Jafel Filho versus Nascimento. I heard that this fight might be off, and if it is, it's very unfortunate. I'm still going to get my breakdown on this fight. Maybe if it gets rebooked. I really want to see this fight. I hope it didn't get, canceled. But I like Allen to win here. Jafel is coming off a win, 2 wins, I believe, and Nascimento is 2 wins as well. Nascimento, I can't remember who he beat. He has, can't remember. He had a good fight with Tagir Lembekov. Jafel just came off a win over Ode Osborne. And both these guys are extremely high level on the ground. And now I remember Allen Nascimento has beaten Jake Hadley. He comes in and I believe it might have been Carlos Hernandez, beats Carlos Hernandez. Look, both these guys on the ground, exceptional. Very, very, very high level and very good on the ground. With that being said, I think Nascimento's a better striker. Jafel, he fought this Spaniard guy who's actually booked to fight soon, who is a good striker. He was getting his ass kicked by him, bad. And, Jafel is a warrior. He's going to come in there and he's going to swing. He hits hard. I just think that Allen is better on the ground, and I do think he's better on the feet too. Allen has some good kicking game, but it's hard to find videos or film of Allen striking. But I think he's a better striker than Jafel here. So I think Allen is just better, and I believe the odds are minus 205 or something for Allen, and I kind of agree. I just think he's better everywhere. I think Jafel has more power, but that's about it. The scrambles would be sick in this fight, and I'm really hoping it wasn't canceled. I don't know if it's confirmed. I haven't been checking, but I hope it didn't get canceled. But let's move on. Next up, my boy, Chepe Machine Gun Mariscal versus Damon Jackson. Chepe's coming off a fantastic win versus Morgan Charrier, where Morgan Charrier looked fantastic. He looked like a top 15 fighter, and I do think he is that. He's super talented, hits hard. And Chepe just, came in there with that dog. That's how he fights, and he's a dog. Damon Jackson is taller here. He is 35 years old. He's going to be taller in this fight. he doesn't really use that range that well. You know, Chepe is going to be able to get on the inside. I think he's got better boxing. This should be a good scrap, though. You know, Chepe, he has been knocked out 3 times. I believe one was by Anderson Brito. But all his losses are to great fighters, and they're on the regional scene, but he's losing to great guys. Chepe's a very good fighter. He's a brawler, judo guy. With that being said, you know, Damon Jackson is a wrestler. I think Chepe's better. I just think he's stronger. I think he's more athletic. I just think he's a lot better than Damon Jackson. This is short notice for Damon Jackson. He's coming off a win versus Alexander Hernandez, which was impressive to me. But, you know, I just think Chepe's better. He's on a 4-fight win streak, I believe, and this guy, he's my dog, man. He puts on a pace that is grueling, and he will be in your face the whole fight. He's nasty with the boxing, you know. He trains with Gaethje, he trains with Sandhagen. He's a great fighter. I think Damon Jackson's outskilled here. I'm going to go with Chepe to get this one done by a decision. I think he's a lot better here. So, yeah, I'm going to give him a decision win. This actually just got announced. So, Javid Basharat, who is a fraud. His brother is actually good. Farid Basharat is the good Bash bro. This guy, Quang Lee, steps up to fight Chris Gutierrez, and I think it's a bad matchup for Quang Lee. He's got some heavy hands, and he is a Muay Thai guy. I just think Chris is too fast. He moves well. I think Chris is going to beat him up bad. Like I said, man, Chris is a good fighter. He's actually, you know, I like Chris Gutierrez a lot. He's coming off a loss versus Song Yadong, and not a bad loss at all. Song Yadong is a great fighter. But Quang Lee, you know, he's a bit slow, and I believe he's older than Chris Gutierrez, but he's got a lot of Muay Thai fights. I think Chris Gutierrez gets this one done pretty easily. The movement is going to be too much for Quang Lee. You know, Chris is going to move a lot. He loves the leg kicks. He's fast. I think he gets this one done. Better cardio. I think he gets this one done, and Quang Lee's never been finished. I think Chris Gutierrez, you know, he doesn't hit hard, but he might have a chance to finish Quang Lee. Next up, the main event, Marcin Tybura versus Sergei Spivac. Both of these guys are, you know, mainly wrestlers, both on the ground, better on the ground. You know, I've seen a lot of people on the Tybura train, and I'm not with it. You know, I like Sergei Spivac. I think he's a bit better on the feet. You know, if he's able to stand, wasn't great, but he was able to stand with, Cyril Gane for a while, hit him with some decent stuff, but both these guys aren't very great on the feet. I think Spivac is better on the feet. I think he's better in the clinch. I think he's also better on the ground. I'm just a little worried about the cardio. It's not great from Spivac, and he doesn't usually go the distance. It's a 5-round fight. So if Marcin can survive, it'll be tough. You know, I just think Spivac is going to be able to have success in the clinch. Seen a lot of people have success in the clinch versus Tybura. I actually remember, you know, Tom Aspinall, which I can't really give, you know, it's different. But last fight against Tuivasa was able to cut Marcin with a, you know, elbow off the clinch. I just think Sergei, you know, he's a judo guy. He's going to be able to get trips, and I think he's just a better fighter. He might be able to submit Marcin early, and I think he will. I think he's going to get a submission in the 3rd or 2nd round, so I'm going to go with Sergei Spivac, 2nd or 3rd round submission. I think he gets this one done. And, yeah, that's going to be it for me, and I hope y'all boys enjoyed this. Like I said, man, I put a lot of time into watching fights, and I look at stats, I look at Instagram, make sure that you guys are training. So I do a lot of research, so, you know, I'm trying to get these picks right. So, yeah, that'll be it for me, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.